Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Lena. Welcome back to another video. Yep, I know it's been a while. I think like almost a month or a month and a half, probably something like that. But a lot has been going on in my personal life and I didn't really feel like recording anything. But I feel much better now. So we're going to try this, though you will have to forgive me because I'm very rusty. I can feel it. So today I'm going to recommend you a few sci-fi books that I've been really loving this year, and all is been basically inspired by this book. This is Underfortunate Start by Ren Hutchins, which has come out this month. A few days ago I got an arc of it. I didn't read it because I was just too busy not reading basically. I started it a bit ago and I've been actually loving it. It's basically a time travel kind of space opera type of book. You're basically going to follow these two ships and these two kind of timelines. This first ship just goes through this kind of weird barrier and is stuck in this kind of liminal space. Then they come across this other ship that's also stuck in there. But when they retrieve this ship, they realize that it's actually the Jonah, a ship that was very famous several years ago because of them, the peace was signed between this group of people. It's great. Haven't finished it yet. Jesus Christ, what a strong word to say. But I've been really loving it, so, you know, I'm safe to say that I think I'm going to really love this. And it's probably going to turn up as one of my new favorite sci-fis. For now, it's great. Like, it took me by so much surprise. I'm really enjoying it so far. This feels so weird. So next here is definitely sci-fi, but it's more on the low sci-fi type of things. This is the Lathe of Heaven by Ursula Le Guin. I love this. I read it a couple of months ago, just before I just decided to not read anything. But man, it's basically about this guy that discovers that he can actually manipulate reality through his dreams. Like every time he dreams about something, it becomes real. It becomes a new reality. And his psychologist decides to use it and starts influencing him. Oh man, love it. You can definitely binge read this. It's super cool. I really liked it. It's one of the few like classic sci-fis that I've been really liking even now. So yeah, I definitely highly recommend this one. Then one of my favorite subgenres, this is the Paradox Hotel, which I read also a couple of months ago when I was just like needing something fast and quick. This is a sci-fi thriller, which is, God, I love it. It's my kryptonite. I just love them so much. But it's basically about, you know, this hotel where January, is it January? I think it's January, right? She's named after a month, but now I'm doubting myself. I think so. But she is like the manager of this hotel where people come in and they basically time travel. Like for now, it's not like super well known, but you know, a lot of rich people come in and they just, you know, go to the past and such. So something really goes wrong when they are trapped in this kind of loop where no one can get out. Very weird things start happening in the hotel. I just don't really want to give you like many details because figuring out everything was great. Like, I don't love time travel. I know that I sound very hypocrite saying that I just recommended you like two time travel books, but I do really like this type of time travel. This type I really like. I just don't like the one where you just go to a certain era and just stay there for a long time. Like, I just do not like those. But this, loops especially, I do love time jumps though. Like, that's my thing. But yeah, I really like this one. I wasn't a huge fan of the ending. I felt like it was a bit too cookie cutter for me. But still, overall, I really liked it. Then I'm going to recommend you not one, but two books from SCI-FI that I read several months ago. The first one is going to be the Orthogonal Galaxy. As I said it on my video about these specific reviews, I love this one. This was my favorite one. It didn't make the cut, which made me so fucking sad. But this one is hard sci-fi at its best. If you don't love a very scientific type of science fiction books, probably not going to like this one. But I just like it. Half the time I've had no idea what the dude was explaining, but I'm okay. I just go with the flow. It's just great. In this one, we're going to follow several people, but first we're going to follow these astronauts on Mars, and then this huge storm comes in. They have no idea what caused it. The base is destroyed, and then at the same time we're going to follow a group of students and their teacher. I don't know if it was like astrology per se or physics. I'm not sure right now, but they figured out that a very weird occurrence happened. A body apparently flew through the whole galaxy and is causing very weird things to happen. It's something. It's something. There's also like a storyline that you will not figure out why it's there till later, but it's still great. Yeah, I really like this one. This was definitely my favorite. Along with this next one, Nigh, I really liked. This is very different in tone from the rest of this. It reminded me a lot of Emily St. James, the author of Station 11 and the new book that she has coming out. Well, it has already come out, Sea of Tranquility. It's that type of book where you're just experiencing it. You know, there's not huge twist, anything like that. Just, you are just there for the ride. That's what Nigh feels like. Basically, you're going to follow the whole world. You're going to follow a bunch of different POVs, a bunch of different stories, because for some reason, people stop aging and they are not turning younger. So it basically causes chaos and mayhem. At first, everyone's just like super happy, even though like babies are fucking dying, because you know, the longer you have lived, the longer you have left to live. So it's a lot. They're really like super hard moments to read, but I really liked it in general. As I've told you, it's very much an experience rather than just a huge like plot-driven novel. It's just like you're there to just listen and figure out what the hell happened. It's just great. I really, really like it. I just really love this type of stories. That's like an ability of mine. I just love it. Then I have here Dead Silence. Also read it this year. It was one of my most anticipated releases because it was saga sci-fi horror, which it technically is, but it left me feeling a little bit underwhelmed, if I'm 100% honest. Like, I was suspecting a 5-star read, didn't get it. It was a 4-star, but you know, it's still great. But the ending, not as much the ending as it took some turns that I wasn't really on board with them, basically. Like, there's some paranormal stuff in here, which I just don't like in my sci-fi. I just don't like them. It's always super hit or miss for me. In this case, it was a miss, though I have to say the beginning, like the first half is very intriguing and you can binge read it like no time. So basically this one, you're going to follow Claire. Claire is aboard the ship and they come across this lost, super luxurious spaceship that disappeared. No one heard about it and they're basically going to try and salvage it and Cambridge, basically. It reminded me a lot of Ghost Ship. If you have seen that one, it's the movie with Karl Urban. Fucking same, like guilty pleasure. Love them. I wish this one had a movie. Like, I'm sure it's going to have the same feeling as that one. Then I have here Mikey 7. Oh, where? Well, wait. Mickey 7. It was Mickey 7. Mickey 7, which I also read at the beginning of this year, and I actually really liked it. It's very different from the others. It's more humorous, sci-fi than anything else. You're basically going to follow this guy, and the thing is, he's an expendable, meaning that every time he dies, he comes back in a new body, like his conscience is downloaded, and he starts just like living again. He's stuck in this new space. Well, it's not a space station, but they are building a station in this new planet, and he gets like the most horrifying tasks. Like at the beginning of the book, he's eaten by kind of worms. I don't know. I just really liked it. It's a very like fun and lighthearted story. So if you're looking for one of those, you're 100% going to like Mickey 7. Then this book, this is actually a novella. I love Peter Watts. I love Blindsight. I will never just like get tired of recommending that book if you love like hard sci-fi. The same goes with this one. This is the Freeze Frame Revolution. I really need to get a physical copy of this shit because it's so good. And I really want to listen to the other book again. But let me just give you like a bit of a summary here because it's so weird at times. But you're going to follow this crew and they're in the ship. This ship makes black holes basically that are used for transport. The thing is, the AI of the ship has turned a little bit not mad, but the crew is basically forced to just wake up, do this black hole and then go to sleep. And that has led them to be working for years and years and years and years, and they are tired and they are trying to just dethrone this kind of AI. I'm just going to leave it at that. Because sometimes it just makes no sense, but the fact that they have to plot between the different stages of being in cryo and awake and they're in different turns, it's just so cool. So cool. I love this one. I read it in a day. It's also a very short novella, but it's very hard sci-fi. So I still would highly recommend it. The hard sci-fi stuff, I don't think it's that important, honestly. You can read it if you're not good at hard sci-fi, I don't know. Read it either way. It's just super good. So the last one that I'm going to, well, now I will give you 2 more recommendations, okay? So the second to last is going to be Shards of Earth by Adrian Tchaikovsky. The second book is coming out very soon, if I remember correctly. Or maybe it has already come out, like, my man is elsewhere. But you're going to follow the world after the appearance of these things called the Architects. They basically destroyed Earth, and when they were about to destroy humanity, they suddenly disappear. The thing is, this happened 80 years ago. Everything was smooth till now, but apparently someone has seen a architect ship, so everyone starts freaking out because maybe they are back. So we're going to go through there. I do have to say that I'm very reluctant to actually recommend Adrian Tchaikovsky now. I know what I said, that I still have to read another book by him to see if I really like him, but the thing is, there's always like this weird humor and light tone in his books that I just don't like. Like, I felt it a lot in Doors of Eden, and I felt it a little bit here. It wasn't as prominent in here as in the other book, but I don't know, I don't remember Children of Time being that way, and I've read it twice. So I don't know, maybe I should reread that now again. But the plots are always fantastic, so I would still highly recommend Shards of Earth. So I will still highly recommend Shards of Earth. There we go. So the last book that I'm going to recommend is another SPFFC book. This is Destroyer, which is a murder mystery set on space, which is something that I love, basically. It reminded me a lot of, how is it called? It's about the murder of the clones and they wake up again. Six weeks. Reminded me a lot of that. The only problem that I have with this book is that the mystery is not solved in this book. It's like a series, which drives me nuts a little bit. But yeah, they just wake up. They have no idea what happened. I love it. I'm not going to say anything else. Just going to recommend that one to you. But yeah, I really liked it. So yeah, try it. So yeah, those were basically my recommendations. Some sci-fi that I've read. I think all of them I have read this year. But yeah, have you been reading lately? Not me. Please tell me what you have finished lately. What sci-fi books have you been loving? And as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye.